Deep in the jungles of Guatemala, hidden beneath dense canopies, lies a colossal city that once dominated an entire civilization. Stone temples rise like they touch the sky. Vast plazas stretch out, all abandoned and erased from human memory for over a millennium. When rediscovered, archaeologists were stunned. Who built this marvel? And what caused it to vanish without a trace? Hello, everyone. Today, we'll step into the mysterious world of Tikal, the heart of the ancient Maya civilization, where every stone still whispers stories yet to be unraveled. If you were to fly over the Guatemalan jungle today, you'd see only an endless sea of green. But hidden beneath that dense foliage, thousands of years ago, stood a colossal city, the center of power, religion, and science for the Maya civilization. That city is called Tikal. Located in the Petén region of Guatemala, Tikal was one of the largest and most powerful centers of the ancient Maya, flourishing from roughly the 4th to the 9th century CE. At its peak, Tikal was not just a city. It was an ancient megacity, home to tens of thousands of inhabitants, with vast plazas, palaces, temples, and pyramids soaring into the tropical sky. Archaeologists estimate that Tikal spanned over 16 square kilometers, with more than 3,000 architectural structures discovered so far. And that's just the surface. Modern studies suggest over 80% of Tikal remains buried beneath the earth, under layers of ancient trees and tangled roots. This makes Tikal one of the greatest archaeological mysteries in the world. For centuries, Tikal vanished entirely from human memory, swallowed by the jungle. Only vague legends among the indigenous people spoke of a city of the gods hidden deep in the forest. It wasn't until the early 19th century that European explorers caught wind of these tales and began their search. In 1848, an expedition led by Modesto Mendez officially documented the existence of these colossal ruins. As they hacked through the dense jungle, the sight before them was staggering. Stone temples towering tens of meters high emerged from the sea of green, covered in moss and vines, testament to a civilization that was once extraordinarily advanced. Why is Tikal so special? It's no coincidence that Tikal is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. What makes Tikal remarkable is its scale and advanced techniques. Temple pyramids reaching up to 70 meters, Temple 4 at 70 m, is one of the tallest structures in the pre-Columbian Americas. Architecture entirely of limestone, built without wheels or draft animals. Plazas, causeways, and ceremonial structures aligned with precise astronomical calculations, reflecting exceptional knowledge of mathematics and sky observation. Today, Tikal is not just a tourist destination, but a living museum of mystery. Every stone, every tunnel may hold an untold story, an undeciphered text, or even a forgotten treasure. But the big question remains: who were the people who built this marvel? And what caused them to abandon it, letting the jungle swallow it all? To find answers, we must travel back to the golden age of the Maya civilization, when Tikal was the beating heart of the region. There was a time, deep in the Central American jungle, when a city existed that made all rivals tremble. It was not just a metropolis, but the political, religious, and scientific center of one of humanity's greatest civilizations, the Maya. From the 6th to the 9th century CE, Tikal reached its zenith. Spanning over 16 square kilometers with tens of thousands of residents, it was the largest Maya city and one of the greatest urban centers of its time. More than a place to live, Tikal was the brain of the Maya Empire, where critical decisions were made, religious ceremonies were held, and vast trade networks were controlled. Archaeologists believe that at its height, Tikal exerted influence over a vast region across the Maya lowlands. The city controlled trade routes for jade, obsidian, and cacao, valuable commodities of this civilization. Cacao was even used as currency, reflecting Tikal's advanced economy. The Maya believed their kings were divine representatives on earth. Each king not only ruled politically, but also served as a high priest in major rituals. One of the most famous figures is Jasa Chankawilai, who led a war to defeat the rival city-state of Calakmul in 695 CE, restoring Tikal's dominance. To commemorate this victory, he built Temple I, the Temple of the Great Jaguar, nearly 47 m tall, where he was buried after his death. Opposite it stands Temple 2, housing his queen's tomb. These paired temples are believed to symbolize the balance of power and sacred marriage in the Maya worldview. At Tikal's core, temple pyramids rose above the jungle canopy like man-made mountains. The tallest, Temple 4, reached nearly 70 m, an astonishing feat for ancient technology. From its summit at dawn, you could see the sun rise directly through the axis of Temples 1 and 2, demonstrating the Maya's precise astronomical knowledge. Tikal's architecture was not random. Every temple and plaza was aligned with astronomical axes, reflecting the Maya's belief in the connection between humans and the cosmos. This shows Tikal was not just a power center. It was a massive observatory linking people to the stars. Power in Tikal was maintained not only through trade and religion, but also through military might and bloody rituals. Human sacrifices, especially, were performed to pray for crops and victories. Blood was considered food for the gods, and shedding it was a sacred duty to maintain cosmic order. But every empire faces its fate. From the height of power, Tikal eventually fell. What happened? Among ancient trees, colossal stone structures rise up to 70 meters. These are not mountains. They are the Maya's declaration of power, religion, and knowledge far beyond their time. And at the heart of it all is Tikal. Tikal stands out with its towering temple pyramids, built entirely of limestone. The tallest, Temple 4, reaches nearly 70 meters, making it one of the highest structures in the pre-Columbian Americas. Scherer, R.J., and Traxler, L.P., The Ancient Maya, 2006. At its peak, these temples rose above the tropical forest canopy, like man-made mountains crafted by human hands. Beyond worship, the temples hosted grand ceremonies, sacrifices, and astronomical observations. Climbing their steep steps symbolized a journey from the mortal world to the divine. What astonishes archaeologists is how the Maya built these structures without wheels, draft animals, or advanced metal tools. Everything was done with human labor, using stone and wooden tools. Experts believe they used earthen ramps to transport and hoist stones, combined with massive wooden scaffolds. The steep steps were not just architectural, but a physical challenge for ritual participants. The temple's surfaces were once coated with white lime plaster, reflecting sunlight, making Tikal shine brilliantly amidst the green jungle, a visual effect asserting the city's power and prestige. Modern studies show Tikal was not built haphazardly. The entire city was planned based on astronomical cycles and celestial phenomena. Many temples and plazas were aligned so the sun would rise and set on solstices or mark Venus cycles, critical to Maya religion. Aveni, A. Skywatchers, 2001. For example, from Temple IV's summit on the winter solstice, observers could see the sun rise directly through the axis of Temples 1 and 2. Other structures were aligned to mark Venus cycles, tied to war rituals. This proves the Maya were not only master builders, but also exceptional astronomers. They understood the link between celestial movements and religious and political life. Tikal, where architecture and religion merged. Tikal structures were not just for show. They served a profound belief system, where observing cosmic phenomena was believed to maintain world order. During ceremonies, Maya kings appeared atop the highest temples, performing sacrifices to ensure balance between humans and gods. But amidst this glory, a shadow loomed. For every empire falls, and Tikal was no exception. There's a paradox in history. When a civilization reaches the peak of power and knowledge, that's when the shadow of collapse begins to creep in. Tikal, the radiant heart of the Maya Empire, was no exception to this cruel law. From a mighty city where pyramids touched the sky and ritual fires blazed each night, Tikal vanished like a shadow. No all-out war, no warning. Only the jungle, silently swallowing the echoes of past glory. What happened? This question has haunted archaeologists, historians, and knowledge seekers for centuries. Some say it was the wrath of the gods, a curse from the stars the Maya worshipped. Others believe human ambition, war, and pride ignited the flames of destruction. In the 9th century CE, Tikal stood proud at its peak, but the first cracks appeared. Longer droughts, dwindling water sources, and a population exceeding the city's capacity strained resources. The ingenious reservoirs, a technical marvel, began to dry up. Sacrifices grew more frequent, as if blood could summon rain. But the skies remained silent. Lack of water led to crop failures. Crop failures led to famine. And when hunger came, spears forged for hunting turned against fellow humans. The Maya city-states, always vying for power, descended into brutal wars for survival. Tikal, once the eagle of Central America, struggled against enemies it had once subdued. The Maya believed the universe operated on exchange. Blood fed the gods, and the gods granted rain and life. But as the land dried and rains vanished, rituals grew more extreme. Atop the highest temple steps, human sacrifices became frequent, driven by desperate faith that blood would bring salvation. But the gods did not answer. Each drop of blood only thickened the air with despair. Meanwhile, wars escalated. Resources dwindled, alliances crumbled, and Tikal sank into a cycle of internal and external conflict. The city, once a symbol of order, became a battlefield of chaos. Plazas that once echoed with ritual music now rang with the cries of the dying. No record clearly marks the moment Tikal fell. Only the long silence of history remains. It's believed that by the late 9th century, the last residents abandoned the city, leaving behind lonely temples, cracked reliefs under the sun, and tunnels where life and death once merged. The jungle crept in, step by step, like a slow but certain conqueror. And then, it was gone from human sight, as if it had never existed. A civilization that could track the stars, build colossal structures with bare hands, and create timeless art was powerless against nature's harsh laws and its own greed. That is Tikal's greatest tragedy, and humanity's shared tragedy. When the flame of pride burns too bright, darkness swallows all. But even consumed by time, Tikal did not fully die. Beneath the earth and roots, tunnels remain. Walls still hold mysterious glyphs. And perhaps, what we know today is only the tip of a colossal iceberg. In the next chapter, we'll descend into Tikal's depths, where secrets lie that could reshape our understanding of the Maya civilization and human history. Do you think Tikal is just moss-covered temples standing silently in the jungle? Think again. For beneath meters of earth, under roots that have pierced through centuries, another world exists. A Tikal no one has seen. For decades, people believed what emerged from the jungle was all of Tikal. But modern technology has proven otherwise. LIDAR surveys, laser scanning that penetrates the canopy, have revealed a stunning truth. What we see is only the surface of a vast network. Beneath the majestic temples lie dozens of kilometers of tunnels, hidden channels, and secret chambers. Researchers have also found traces of unexcavated structures, possibly ceremonial storage, ritual chambers, or even untouched royal tombs. This raises a chilling question. If sealed chambers remain beneath Tikal, do they hold treasures or secrets the Maya buried forever? Archaeological reports mention tunnels leading deep into the pyramids, where light barely reaches. They are narrow, cold, and maze-like. Some sections are collapsed, others marked with strange glyphs on the walls. The Maya did nothing without purpose. Are those glyphs a warning? Some indigenous legends speak of blood sacrifice chambers beneath Tikal, where warrior souls were offered to appease the gods. Darker tales tell of explorers who vanished seeking treasure, leaving only traces in the eternal darkness. Undeciphered glyphs, the key to truth? In Tikal's temples, archaeologists found Maya glyphs carved into stone, but most are only partially deciphered. Some describe astronomy, rituals, or sacrifices. Others are enigmatic, matching no known system. Some experts speculate these could be forbidden records, documenting rituals or knowledge the Maya hid as their empire fell. This fuels the question, what did the Maya know that we don't? Treasure or historical nightmare? Some treasure hunters believe Tikal's depths hide vast ritual gold, jade statues, or even royal bones. But for scientists, the true prize is not gold, but truth. Undeciphered glyphs could reshape our understanding of the Maya civilization, perhaps even their view of the universe. And the bigger question echoes, if Tikal is fully excavated, what will we find? A story of great creation, or a secret that could shake human history? The pyramids, once the pinnacle of power, now stand silent under the jungle's shadow. Time has stolen the sound of ritual drums, incense, and pilgrim footsteps, but Tikal endures, a reminder of every empire's fragility and humanity's pride. From power's peak to humanity's symbol. Today, Tikal is no longer the capital of divine kings, but it is a shared world heritage, recognized by UNESCO in 1979. Beyond a tourist site, Tikal is a leading archaeological research center. Every stone, tunnel, and glyph on a temple wall is a key to unlocking untold mysteries of a civilization that reached intellectual heights yet fell. Timeless value, science, art, and survival lessons. Tikal doesn't just tell a story of the past. It's a living chronicle of the Mayas' extraordinary advances in astronomy, architecture, and social organization. From city planning aligned with stars to ingenious water reservoirs, it showcases human creativity and adaptability. But it's also a warning. When the environment is overexploited, when war and ambition cloud reason, collapse is only a matter of time. The battle to preserve against time's vortex. Protecting Tikal is a monumental task. The jungle continues to engulf crumbling walls. Humidity and tropical rains erode limestone blocks. Mass tourism threatens the integrity of these thousand-year-old structures. Scientists and international organizations race against time, using technologies like LIDAR and 3D modeling to record every detail before it's lost forever. A message from Tikal's shadows. Standing in Tikal's central plaza today, gazing at the silent pyramids under the sun, it's hard to imagine this place once echoed with ritual drums and blazing torches during sacred nights. All has fallen silent. But in that silence is a powerful voice. No power is immortal. No civilization is immune to destruction. And sometimes, the greatest enemy is not nature, but human greed itself. A question for the future. Millions of years from now, when our descendants look back at this century, what will they see? A planet still teeming with life, or mere ruins telling of a species that once boasted mastery, but ignored history's warnings? In the final chapter, we'll close this journey by facing the ultimate question. If Tikal holds more unexcavated secrets, will those secrets change how we understand history or our own future? There are cities that die but never stay silent. Tikal is one of them. Every stone, every tunnel beneath the earth, seems to whisper something to us. A message yet to be decoded, a question no one has answered. Over 150 years since its rediscovery, Tikal has yet to fully reveal itself. Beneath thick earth, under roots that have pierced through centuries, unexcavated areas continue to ignite human imagination. Are there undiscovered royal tombs? Texts that could rewrite history? Or a trove of astronomical and religious knowledge the Maya hid as their empire fell? LIDAR surveys have only begun to unveil the truth. They show Tikal was not a lone city but the heart of a vast network of highways, canals, and hundreds of satellite structures, a testament to the Maya's organizational and intellectual prowess. But the greatest mystery remains untouched. Why did a civilization that could calculate the stars' paths and build skyscrapers by hand collapse so abruptly? Standing at the base of Temple 4, gazing up at steep steps vanishing into the clouds, you don't just see a structure. You're looking at a message from the past. Every power has limits. Every civilization is fragile before nature and its own arrogance. The Maya believed their astronomical knowledge and religious might made them immortal. But as the land dried, water vanished, and fratricidal wars erupted, they learned that knowledge and power cannot defy life's harsh laws. That was their lesson, and it's ours too. Perhaps one day, archaeologists will unearth all that Tikal hides. Perhaps we'll find the final texts, the secrets the Maya took to their graves. But ask yourself, will they change the truth that history repeats itself? That if we keep ravaging this planet, one day, today's skyscrapers will become ruins, like Tikal? And the final question, for you watching this video, what do you think lies beneath Tikal's earth? A treasure, a book rewriting history, or a reminder that every empire becomes dust under the jungle's feet? Thank you for joining me on this journey to uncover Tikal's mysteries. If you found this story captivating, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to catch our next adventures. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. What is Tikal still hiding? We can't wait to hear your answers.